Apostle Albert Carrington knew that the cause in which this handful of saints were engaged was the great and grand latter-day work of the Father in the heavens. The wicked could do nothing against this work but for it. He rejoiced in this. If it were not for this knowledge, considering the great odds against us, we might find our knees trembling. But God and one righteous person were a very great majority against the wicked. And there were thousands who were striving to actually live by every word that proceedeth forth from the mouth of our Father in the heavens. When Enoch labored, after working for over 300 years, he only gathered a few. The great majority rejected the truth and were destroyed from the face of the earth. Noah, after preaching 120 years, only gained 7 besides himself out of that perverse generation. But there were thousands upon thousands ready to stand up shoulder to shoulder with our President in anything in which our Father in the heavens inspired him to lead forth in. The speaker marveled at the blindness and perverseness of the people of the world in closing their eyes against this grand latter-day work revealed in this our day. No man by human experience could find out the ways of God or understand his purposes. Yet the way to their comprehension was so plain and simple that a wayfaring man, though a fool, need not err therein. Yet this was not followed because the people loved darkness rather than light. Was not this course absolutely absurd? Yet it was a fact that the majority of mankind were thus blind and foolish and self-willed. No man had the right to do wrong. The claim that he had was incorrect. He felt to pity all that class of mankind who preferred evil to good, and the slavery of sin to the freedom of the gospel. He felt that he could pray for those who were bond-slaves to wickedness, that our Father would cause the scales to fall from their eyes. It was no use to argue with them in regard to the beauty of this grand work of our Father, but he would not put a straw in the way of their agency or injure a hair of the head of the worst enemy of this work. The Lord had fitted the backs of this people to the burdens imposed upon them. If he had been told years ago that he could have borne with cheerfulness the opprobrium that had been heaped upon us, he would have refused to believe it. With all the fancied freedom and loyalty and liberality of the world, they were filled with animosity against the saints and were in bondage to their own lusts. Yet he knew there were many noble men and women, some of whom, notwithstanding the folly and extravagance and wickedness of a wayward and wicked world, would yet come out and receive the everlasting gospel.